There comes a moment in your journey where certain people are no longer permitted in your life, not by your own pettiness or bitterness, but by divine redirection. You didn't just grow, you outgrew the dysfunction, the lies, the manipulation, and the toxicity that once surrounded you. Some people simply could not handle your light, so they tried to dim it. But now, they're forced to stay out of your space because your growth exposed their insecurities. You didn't do anything wrong. In fact, what you did was right. You showed up authentically, consistently, and honestly. But your light triggered their darkness. Your peace disturbed their chaos. And instead of elevating themselves, they tried to pull you down. That's why they spread rumors, painted false images, and projected their shadows onto you. But their plan failed, because what was meant to destroy you only sharpened your discernment. This individual, or group of people, wanted to twist the narrative and make you look like the villain. They went around telling lies, creating chaos behind closed doors, while pretending to be innocent. But the truth always rises. Now they are silenced, not by your hand, but by the consequences of their own actions. They're no longer permitted to invade your space, speak your name, or even energetically linger around you. You brought out the truth in them. You illuminated what they had buried deep within: jealousy, envy, and resentment. They thought they could get close to you and secretly compete with you. But light always exposes hidden motives. So now, they've been spiritually evicted from your presence. Their access to you has been revoked. Understand this: people will hate what they can't control. And when they realize they never had power over you, their only defense is deception. That's why they lie, slander, and project. But those tricks no longer work. You've elevated. You've healed. You've learned how to discern energy before it even speaks. They're watching you from afar now, wondering why their chaos no longer touches you. That's because your energy is shielded, not by force, but by divine permission. What once had access to your life has been shut out by spiritual law. You've been separated for elevation, and they are no longer allowed to come with you. It's hard when people you cared about turn out to be the ones who cause the most pain. But pain becomes wisdom. Betrayal becomes a boundary, and rejection becomes redirection. You've learned not to argue, not to explain, not to prove yourself. You've learned the power of silence, the protection of distance, and the wisdom of guarding your spirit. They thought you would always be available, always forgiving, always accessible. But your healing journey came with a cost: access denied. Not everyone deserves your presence. Not everyone can sit at your table. And now they watch you from a distance, wishing they hadn't crossed that line. Let them stay where they are. Let them talk. Let them hate. That hate can't touch you anymore. You're no longer their emotional supply. You've starved the narcissists of their favorite meal, your attention, and in doing so, you've freed yourself. What they meant for evil, the universe used for your good. The spiritual attacks, they made you stronger. The lies, they built your integrity. The betrayal, it taught you discernment. You are now spiritually untouchable because you've chosen healing over chaos, peace over war, and light over darkness. There's a reason the tables are turning. You did the inner work. You aligned with truth, and now karma is unfolding. Not just for you, but against those who refuse to change. Their darkness is being met with consequences, not because you cursed them, but because they cursed themselves when they came for you. You were always the chosen one, not perfect but purposed, not loud but powerful. You carried a quiet strength that intimidated the insecure. That's why they tried to label you, limit you, and betray you. But what they didn't know is that your calling was greater than their gossip. Now they feel the void. They feel the emptiness of being shut out of your life, and they should. Because they mishandled someone sacred, they played with fire and got burned, not by you, but by their own karma. It was never personal. It was always spiritual. The more they try to come back, the more resistance they face. The door they once walked through is now sealed, not by locks but by elevation. You're too high up now for them to reach. Your vibration repels what once found comfort in your vulnerability. They're not just blocked on the phone, they're blocked spiritually. Their words fall to the ground, their manipulation backfires, their energy bounces off your protection. They are no longer a part of your story, only a chapter you closed. So keep rising, keep healing, keep shining. Let them sit in the consequences of their actions. You didn't lose them, they lost you. And that's a loss they'll feel in their spirit long after you've forgotten their name. Let your absence be the lesson they never expected. Let your peace be their punishment. Let your elevation be the proof that nothing formed against you ever prospered. You're not spiteful, you're aligned. You're not bitter, you're blessed. And to anyone dealing with this same energy, let them go. Set them free. You don't owe them your light, your time, or your tears. You owe yourself peace, clarity, and spiritual wholeness. Keep your energy sacred, because not everyone deserves access. And now repeat this prayer with me. Dear God, I declare that my energy is sacred. It is a reflection of my divine essence, and I will no longer allow it to be taken for granted, misused, or drained by those who come with harmful intent. My light is not for exploitation, and my spirit is not for those who treat my presence as disposable. I recognize now that who I give my energy to determines the quality of my peace. From this moment forward, I honor myself by setting boundaries rooted in love and self-respect. I choose to protect my sacred frequency and give only to what nourishes and uplifts me. I call upon the divine source of all creation, the origin of wisdom, love, and infinite protection, to place a shield around me, a shield that guards not only my physical path, but also my inner world, my purpose, and the calling placed upon my life. May this spiritual armor deflect every arrow of envy, confusion, or deception. May I walk with the quiet confidence that I am divinely guarded, led by unseen forces working in my favor. Where I go, protection goes. What I touch is covered, and who I become is aligned with sacred design. May every hidden plot, every whispered plan, and every disguised attack against me dissolve in the presence of divine truth. Let nothing built on lies survive the power of light. I do not seek revenge, I seek revelation. I do not engage in battles of ego. I let truth rise and do the work. Where manipulation tries to weave itself into my story, I ask for clarity to unravel it quickly. Nothing hidden can survive where I stand, for I am surrounded by discernment, and truth is my home. I release all resentment, every emotion anchored in betrayal, disappointment, or past wounds. I loosen my grip on pain and open my palms to peace. Bitterness no longer has a home in my heart. I replace it now with divine stillness, forgiveness, and inner strength. The past does not define me, it refined me. What was intended to weaken me has become the soil where I plant seeds of growth. I thank the process for shaping me into someone wiser, more compassionate, and unshakably grounded in self-love. I call back every piece of my power, from every relationship where I lost myself trying to be enough, from every moment where I silenced my truth to keep the peace, from every space that drained me under the illusion of love or loyalty. My energy returns to me now, whole and restored. I no longer carry what is not mine. I no longer give what is not reciprocated. I reclaim my essence, my joy, my strength, and with every breath, I become more of who I truly am. May those who come into my life with deception, hidden motives, or masked intentions be revealed without delay. Let no disguise stay hidden. Let no shadow remain unnoticed. I ask for discernment to sharpen within me, not through fear, but through intuition. I trust the signals my spirit sends. I no longer ignore the quiet warnings. I see what I need to see, hear what I need to hear, and release what I need to release without hesitation. I welcome only what aligns with truth, growth, and divine love. I give deep thanks for every lesson, especially the ones that came dressed as betrayal, abandonment, or disappointment. For they did not break me. They awakened me. They pushed me closer to purpose, helped me develop boundaries, and taught me how to protect my peace. I now walk forward freer, lighter and more aligned than I have ever been. I do not carry unnecessary weight. I do not chase, beg, or shrink. I rise rooted in clarity, walking boldly into a future built on wholeness, sacred alignment, and unconditional self-worth. Amen.